prophecies. We hope that this can help people who's honestly searching the Bible. Because what you have now, we're going to begin in Isaiah 7. What we have now is that more people is getting educated, more people reading, and they're looking into the Bible, and they're running across different things, and as they read, they seem to find problems comparing the New Testament with the Old Testament. And so some have rejected the New Testament altogether. Some have rejected the Old Testament. I would like to get more clarity on the language of the New Testament. See, one thing I come to understand in the philosophy in which I go by, at least now, I don't know what the future holds, but the philosophy that I've been going by unto this day is that the Bible is the final authority. If there's anything in the Bible to me that looks like it don't add up, then automatically I don't consider myself a scholar or the scholar to say, well, this is messed up and it shouldn't be that way. So I have to re-examine my thought. Well, maybe I am looking at it the wrong way. Everybody don't have that philosophy. Everybody don't think of it that way, and that's their problem. But that's how I look at it, because I figured that this book was written for a long time before I was born. And it isn't dictated by me and my education. And that's how I look at it for myself, and that's how I look at it for everyone else who call himself a scholar, who decided, well, you know, that word's not supposed to be there, or this couldn't be. Well, I look at them the same way. I put the Bible first and just say, well, maybe you don't know what you're talking about. Isaiah 7. We want to start in Isaiah 7 to look at this. What is Isaiah 7? What is in that chapter? Well, this is what it's talking about, the virgin conceiving and bringing forth a son. We want to understand, how did the New Testament writer look at this? Because I seen one young man who did a video on it, and he wanted some answers. All right, people could call him names. You know, he talked about how people wasn't being, you know, defriending him as on the YouTube. People could go through all of that, but he still want to answer. All right, you understand what I'm saying? You had another guy out of Cincinnati. He whooping tail all over the place. He don't believe the New Testament. So people could call him stupid. People could call him dumb. They could say he going to hell. You could say all you want to say. However, if you're not addressing the situation or the scriptures he's bringing out, who cares? Insults don't change nothing. Isaiah 7. And we want to begin reading at verse 1 so people hear. Just like I say, you know, people can agree or disagree with what we're saying, don't matter. I'm more inclined for people to disagree with a lot of things because that's what the scriptures say. The majority of people is going to disagree. All right? Many different things we teach. You know, we teach, and one thing I learned about our teaching, I said, you know, the Bible is a big book. All right? It may be a whole another year and a half before we get around to other subjects. All right? Presently, we've been in an area of dealing with more or less politics and dealing with social issues in the Bible. That's in the Bible. Oh, well, you know, you're getting politics. Look, if you're not ready to deal with the Bible, then you're not ready to deal with us. And that's perfectly fine. But it's one thing for a person to say they're looking for the truth, and then when the truth comes up to them, they reject it. That has been a phenomenon with mankind. They reject it because who said the truth is just going to be acceptable to you? When the truth hits, it may hurt you. It may go against your total lifestyle and rule up your foundations, but you asked for the truth. So therefore, that's what we want, is the truth. And the same thing that people have been faced when I asked for the truth years ago, it's been given to me gradually as I can take it. How do I know it's been my time? Because at that day and that hour, whenever he revealed it to me, that was that time. It would have been a mistake for me to put this stuff away and say, well, I'm not ready for that yet. Oh, you ready? That's why it entered your ears at that time. Whether you were going to accept it or not is another story. I'm telling people, look, things we teach, you don't agree? Okay, research it. But if what we're teaching socially, if what we're teaching even according to the law, the people don't even believe you should keep the law, examine it and see if you can find a lie in it. All right? You know, social issues. When we dealing with the social issues, which we plan to continue to do in other teachings because it's in the Bible, our challenge is show us that it's not so. Show us that the prophets didn't teach it. Show us that the Christ didn't teach it. And if you could say that the Christ did teach it, but, or yes, I don't see anything wrong with it, or the prophets did teach it, but, then we understand what the problem at then, don't we?
Yes, sir.
People, if you want to be delivered, accept truth. All right? But the bottom line is, the scriptures say, many will walk the path of destruction. Because the darkness flees from the truth. The darkness hateth the light, don't it? An analogy I like to give, person just waking up, somebody cut the light on you. Soon as you get up, you cut the light on you, but do that hurt your eyes? And what you want to do immediately, what's your response? Close them again, don't you? Because you pursuing, you want darkness again. And that is the mannerism of people. When a light been cut on to see the truth, it hurts them so they want to close their eyes and run back into the dark. You can't do that if you're going to serve the God of this Bible. And if you do find yourself doing that, then you're going to run right into perdition. Right into it. So Isaiah chapter 7 we're going to look into this time. We're going to do a different subject today. And that is understanding the New Testament writers and how were they understanding different prophecies. And see if we can get some clarity. Let's start reading at Isaiah 7:1 to understand the context of it first.
And it came to pass in the days of Ahaz, son of Jotham, son of Uzziah, king of Judah, that Rezin, the king of Syria, and Pekah, the son of Remaliah, king of Israel, went up toward Jerusalem to war against it, but could not prevail against it.
Right off the bat, what we learned according to this context, you had Ahaz was the king over what? The house of Judah. And you had, at that time, the kingdom of Israel was split, right? It was split to Ephraim and Judah. So Israel, the 10 tribes begin to be identified as Israel. Benjamin, Levi, and Judah begin to be identified as the house of Judah, or the house of David. Right. So you have Israel, which is the 10 tribes, making an allegiance or an alliance with Syria. Okay? And what is it? You had Rezin, the king of Syria, and Pekah, or Pekaliah, which the kings call him the king of Israel. Right? And they came up against Ahab or the house of Judah to do what? War against it, right? Okay, let's continue. Verse 2.
And it was told the house of David, saying, Syria is confederate with Ephraim. And his heart was moved, and the heart of his people as the trees of the wood are moved with the wind.
Ahaz was scared. It been told him, your enemies, the house of Israel, which was the 10 tribes, and Syria has come together. And it said his heart was moved like the trees of the wood moved by the wind. They were afraid because they was coming up against the house of David. Go ahead and read.
Then said the Lord unto Isaiah, Go forth now to meet Ahaz, thou Jezebel, thy son, at the end of the conduit of the upper pool, at the highway of the fuller's field. And say unto him, Take heed and be quiet, fear not, neither be faint-hearted, for the 2 tails of these smoking firebrands, for the fierce anger of Rezin with Syria and the son of Remaliah.
Who we got 2 smoking firebrands, Syria and Israel. Don't be afraid. He told Isaiah to tell Ahaz, don't be afraid of these 2 smoking firebrands, which is Pekah and Rezin, right? Go ahead and continue.
Because Syria, Ephraim, and the son of Remaliah have taken evil counsel against thee, saying, Let us go up against Judah and vex it, and let us make a breach therein for us, and set a king in the midst of it, even the son of Tidriel. Thus saith the Lord God, It shall not stand, neither shall it come to pass.
It shall not happen. Neither shall it come to pass. That's these 2 smoking firebrands, Pekah and Rezin, shall come and overtake Judah, or the house of Judah, and replace the king Ahaz, right?
That was the plan.
Isn't that what we see? But that was the plan they wanted to do, right?
Yes, sir.
And the Creator said to Isaiah, go tell him that this counsel won't stand. Go ahead and continue.
For the head of Syria is Damascus, and the head of Damascus is Rezin. And within 65 years shall Ephraim be broken, that it be not a people.
Within 65 years, was among that time Rezin? Within 65 years, excuse me, Ephraim shall be broken and shall not be a people. Who is Ephraim? Now the 10 tribes.
Right.
All right? They shall be broken. Go ahead and continue.
And the head of Ephraim is Samaria, and the head of Samaria is Remaliah's son. If ye will not believe, surely ye shall not be established.
He said, if you don't believe, surely you won't be established. Not that the prophecy not going to come to pass. Either way, Ahaz, whether he believed or not, Rezin and Pekah wasn't going to take Judah. See, he just Ahaz, we're going to read a little bit further, was a wicked king. He just let Ahaz know, if you don't believe this, he was giving Ahaz another time to trust in him. If you don't believe this, you won't be established, meaning your seat will not continue to sit on the throne of David. Not that the prophecy won't be fulfilled, though. So he let Ahaz know, listen, you will not be established if you do not believe this. What Isaiah telling you. All right? What verse you stop at? Verse 9?
Verse 9.
Go ahead and continue.
Moreover, the Lord spake again unto Ahaz, saying, Ask thee a sign of the Lord thy God. Ask it either in the depth or in the height above.
Go ahead.
But Ahaz said, I will not ask, neither will I tempt the Lord.
See, not that the fact that Ahaz was being humble, was a good servant. He wasn't. We're going to learn Ahaz had something else on his mind, and this was a test to see if you're going to trust in the God of Jacob. So Ahaz said, listen, I'm not going to tempt him, but notice this. Continue to read.
And he said, Hear ye now, O house of David.
House of David.
Is it a small thing for you to weary men, but will ye weary my God also? Therefore the Lord himself shall give you a sign. Behold, a virgin shall conceive, and bear a son, and shall call his name Emmanuel.
A virgin shall conceive, and bring forth a son. But this was supposed to be a sign to Ahaz. Now Ahaz didn't live all the way up till he seen the birth of the Messiah, did he?
No.
But we learned that this was a sign to Ahaz. Right? According to Isaiah the prophet. Whatever Isaiah the prophet understood in the projected future about the coming Messiah, he did. But what point was he making here?
Right.
Something was to take place that Ahaz was to see, to be a sign to him to know that, listen, Pekah and Rezin shall not attack and overcome Jerusalem, which was the capital of Judah. Right? And what else he going to say? Verse 15. He shall call his name Emmanuel.
Butter and honey shall he eat, that he may know to refuse the evil and choose the good.
Go ahead, brother.
For before the child shall know to refuse the evil and choose the good, the land that thou abhorrest shall be forsaken of both her kings.
Before this child come of age to know what's good and where he can be instructed, both these kings that you've been fearing, going to be forsaken of both her kings. Now who is this Emmanuel? Was this talking about the Mashiach? What was Matthew making reference to? We're going to get to Matthew. But first we want to deal with context, because that's the honesty of dealing with the scriptures, right? Isn't that we say context?
Yeah.
All right.